Hey folks, welcome to iHeartBoard Games, where today we're jumping into Reef and Ruins. This is a game from Carla Kopp, Weird Draft Games, coming on to Kickstarter October 15th. So if you're watching this after that, go check out Kickstarter because it's probably there. I'm Jesse. This is Matt.
Hello.
Table Talk. Let's jump into it. This is a roll and write. We're going to be playing over 18 rounds. Let me tell you how it's played. If you ever played like a Ganshan's Clever, it's kind of like that. A lot of things happening, a lot of combos possible with it. So we have the ship ruins, we have the enchantments, and the reef. The ship ruins and the enchantments, they work together. You can see there's a dotted line between them, between the 11 and that. It's pointing at the things to the left of it. And then we have the reef kind of on its own over here. Each round, we're going to roll all these dice, these 3 dice, and we're all going to be using them simultaneously. So this game plays up to 100 players. So if you have 100 players around the table, each with a sheet, you roll 1 set of dice and everyone plays at the same time. So there's a number of ways you can use the dice. You can use all 3 of them together to do an enchantment if you want. If you do that, you get something, shells. These are modifiers for your dice. I will say this though, it's probably not going to happen. Using all 3 dice, it's not a great move, but It's there just in case you need it. It's like a oh no type of move.
Oh, okay.
But it's worth mentioning because one of the only things you can do with all 3 dice, you add them all together and equal one of these things. So for example, this is 9. I would go to the 9 and circle that first one or cross it out, however you want to do it. I do the circle. Some people do the cross out. All right, so that's the one thing you could do with all 3 dice. Another thing you could do is use 2 dice to access a ruin. So let's say I want to access the 5 ruin. So you'll notice this says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. To access a ruin, you have to spend dice equal to that amount. So this 2 and 3 can access the 5. Or if I had just the 4, for example, I could access the 4. You could use 1 or 2 dice to do that, accessing a ruin. Accessing a ruin doesn't mean I will write anything in there. I have to use the other dice I didn't use for that. So if I access the 5, I can write a 4 in one of these spots in the 5 area.
See.
I can write wherever I want to in that particular spot.
Is it so?
Once we go over the rules, it'll make more sense. For example, it's a pyramid. It makes sense to start from the bottom, but there's no rule that says you have to, from what I could tell. If I'm wrong about that, post about it in the comments, please. But, oh, by the way, this is a prototype copy. So my rules are prototype rules. So things may change like that. All right. So we're going to go over what all these spots are in a little bit. Right now, I'm just telling you about the dice. So once again, to recap, 3 dice can be used for enchantments. 2 dice can be used to unlock a ship ruin, or you can use 1 die to unlock a ship ruin. Another thing 2 dice can be used for is the enchantment area. So if I have 2 dice that equal any of these numbers, I could use them for that.
Oh, so it doesn't have to be 3.
It doesn't have to be 3, but it can be 3.
Okay.
It's the only thing all 3 dice can do as a single action.
Okay.
So, yeah. It's just as effective as this, except when you do it this way, you get 2 shells for it.
Gotcha. 2 extra shells.
Yeah. So another thing a single dice can be used for, it can always get you 2 extra shells. So if I use 2 of these for the enchantment 7, I can use this 2 instead of doing anything else with it. I can just get 2 shells out of it.
Okay.
So that 3 dice move that gives me 2 shells, it's the only thing that gives me 2 shells without using a die. It's a one-off rule type of thing.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So another thing a single die can be used for, which I covered, is to access this area. After that, the remaining dice can also be used to write in that area if you want, if it applies. Like if this were 3, this would actually work. I could write the 2 and I could write the 3 in the 3rd spot, which this all makes sense once I tell you the rules of that. So let's talk about the reef. The reef, we start in the middle where it says free. Then after that, you have to spend a die to circle the number that's near it orthogonally. So you could write for a 3, a 6, a 2, or a 5. That's what you can circle.
Okay.
For every little pearl you circle, or every column you fulfill, you get a pearl. The pearls are down here. They're called reef bonuses. There's 5 coins, which are worth 5 points at the end of the game. That's a big deal. There's all these numbers that are kind of floating out there. The moment you knock one out, you get to put that either in the ruins or the reef. So if I earn a pearl, I can mark out a 6 and go write a 6 over here, for example. And then they have these X's. These X's can be used only in the ruins, but that means any number you want.
Okay, so those are wild.
Those are wild, yeah, but they can't be used on the reef, whereas these can be used on the reef.
Gotcha. Diamonds?
Diamonds. Ah, yes, enchantments. That's what those little diamond symbols are. So if I mark this out, I'll circle one of the enchantments. Anytime you see shells here, that means you're earning 2 shells.
Yep.
Anytime you see a die here, that means apply that somewhere. So if I circle this, I could write a 6 over here or circle a 6 there.
Okay.
If it's an X2, that's going to multiply the score it's linked to. So it's kind of a big deal. If I make it to the top of the pyramid for 18 points and I make it times 3, it's a lot of points, 54 points.
That is
But the ones at the top have times 5, but they got a longer way to go with that. And smaller points. This is at 8. So 8 times 5, 40 points. Still pretty big deal. I will tell you this, you can't do it all. It's too hard. So focus on like
you gotta
3
apply some-
things.
Most rule and rights.
Yeah, that's true. There are a couple things that are happening on our center board here as well. In round 3, we're all going to get 2 shells. In round 6, I'm going to roll a die before we start the round, and we get to apply that number somewhere. Here, we get to circle an enchantment, and that's pretty much all. And then it duplicates over here.
Okay.
Now let's talk about the ship ruins. So we have the same. So you want to write the same numbers. If you finish all 3 rows, you get 8 points. But if you only finish 1, you get 1 point.
Okay.
Yep. Next one is different. So this is looking at rows as well. But also notice it wants the columns to be different as well. So if I write a 1 in the top left, I can't write a 1 below it or beside it. It just has to be different.
Sure.
Yeah, diagonally, go for it. Next up is the plus or minus 1. So this one wants you to go in a order. So if I write a 3 in the first thing, it has to be a 4 or a 2 in the next spot. Once I pick a direction, I should stay in that direction. Because if I change, like if I go 3, 4, 5, 6, and I go back down to 5, that's considered a change. And I'll circle this thing here. I get bonus points based on how few changes I did.
I see.
So if I do 0 changes, meaning I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5 bonus points. Also 1 change is okay too.
Yeah.
And then if I go 2 changes, 2, but if you go 3, no bonus points. But you get 1, 2, or 3 points just for filling them up.
I imagine that the reason 1 change is available is because it doesn't wrap.
Because it does not wrap. Yeah.
So
It's
3,
just
4, 5, 6. You can't go back to 1. You gotta go
right. As far as I know, it does not wrap.
because of the plus and minus. It's
So yeah, this one, it does specifically say in the rules, though, that it does have to go from the leftmost spot to the right, which makes sense for that. Next up, we have odds. This will give you bonus points for filled up rows. So if you just fill up the top row, that's 3 points. But if the columns are correct, meaning the number underneath it, if they equal the little number that's in between them, this one says 4, 6, 8, and 10. So let's say you have a 2 up here and you have a 2 down here. That's a correct column. So if you do all correct columns, you can get 7 bonus points there. So if you fill up that whole area, that could potentially be worth, 13 points? And it also has an enchantment capable of times 4. Could be some good points.
Mm-hmm.
Next up is evens. Works just like the odds. Also has a 4, 6, 8, 10. And the same column yield there. And finally, we have the pyramid. Now, the pyramid makes sense that it works from the bottom up, but I don't see that in the rules. In fact, I think that's okay. Because if you roll a 1 and want to put it down there, just throw it at the top. You know, that's safe to do, in my opinion. But anyway, so the pyramid, the 2 numbers that are below the value you're writing into must be equal to or lower. So you'll notice it puts it kind of on the 3rd row. Because, for example, that leftmost spot is checking what's below it. So if you have a 4, but I ended up putting a 3 and a 4 below it, I'm not able to put that 4 in that spot anymore. It has to be at least a 3 or below, because it's checking both of these spots. While it checks out for the 4 spot, it does not check out for the 3 spot. So you just want to make sure it doesn't exceed anything below it. You can't have larger numbers below it, which makes sense to put the 1 at the top because you know it's never going to be a problem. Any questions about the ruins?
Right, 4 and 5. I assume because it's only odd numbers can go in these, even numbers can go.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Yeah, all values must be those.
I so focus on them when you said 2 and 2 equal 4. I'm like, wait, hold on. That's
Yeah.
odds.
Yeah. And you can even end up writing, like if I roll odds and I don't know, get a 6 or something, I can use shell to make that a 7 and it might help me get that 10 or something like that. Yeah, so don't forget about your shells. Those are going to be important. And they're going to be just pouring out all over the place, so you don't have to be too precious with it. One final thing, there is something called a lucky number in this game over here. You're going to get 2 points for each lucky number you draw here. Well, At the beginning of the game, we're just going to choose a lucky number 1 through 6, or we can roll for it. But I suggest that just for fun of the game, that we don't have the same one. If we had the same one, I think that's a little less interesting. But
that's fine.
You want to roll for it, or just choose secretly?
Good question. I'm not really sure because I'm thinking if we choose secret, we and I actually choose the same one. Too.
I mean,
I already have a number in mind if I choose.
Then let's roll for it. What was your number? What number do you want?
4.
I think I want 6. I got 5.
We both got 5.
Oh, let's roll again. It's like rolling to see who goes first. Oh, both 3s? There's my 6.
3.
Hey, I got the 6. All right, my lucky number is 6. All right, I think we're ready to go. Because there is no first player, so we don't really need to go roll to see who goes first. We're just going to roll and go for it. The otter starts on round 1. You ready?
Yep.
And just ask any questions along the way.
Yeah. So we have a 3, 2, and a 4.
And if you have this game at home, technically you could play along with it because these dice, I mean, they're just a roll, really, right? So if you have these sheets, you can play.
Mm-hmm.
See how you do versus us.
So, for the ship ruins, if I said I want to use the 2 to unlock the different ones, I can write both 3 and 4.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Yeah. Oh, we start off with 2 shells, by the way. They're pre-circled. All right. I'm going to unlock odds.
You're going to unlock odds?
Yeah, I want to see how I do with that.
And you use a shell?
No, I'm using the 3, and then the 2 I'm going to write over my reef. I'm going to circle the 2 over here.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Didn't think of it that way.
And normally we'd be going simultaneously, but I think it helps to explain at least the first few turns of what we're doing.
I was thinking about using the 2 just to get started on that. Perhaps. I mean, I do like what you did.
I mean, feel free.
For a second, I thought about doing the 3, but I was like, no, that doesn't make sense. I'm going to use the 2 and 3 and 4. Let's do 3 and 4.
Oh, yeah. Unlock the different with the 2, and then the 3 and the 4 were written there. Excellent.
Yes.
So we're moving on to round 2. It's going to be that fast. You want to roll? Go for it.
Yeah, sure.
It's okay if it falls off. Oh, you did it. 1, 2, and 5. So I can't keep working on my odds here unless I use shells to unlock it. Which I might.
Gotta do that.
I mean, I'd have to... Then again, different might be all right. Same number. That could be fun. Yeah, I can't ignore the reef either. The reef can do a lot of cool stuff once it gets filled up. You could spin as many dice as you'd like over there. They just have to be orthogonally adjacent to it.
Gotcha.
Unfortunately, these dice aren't really doing that. So for the ruins, you have to use at least 2 dice. 1 to unlock and 1 to draw.
Right.
Evens. I don't think I want to work on evens. I'm not ready for that yet.
I've already decided what I'm using them all on reef.
All on reef.
Yeah,
Awesome.
2, 1, and 5.
Yeah. I mean, one thing I didn't say about pyramid. For scoring, it does look at the bottom row and goes up from there. So if I decide to start writing in at the top and I don't do anything in the bottom row, then I'm not scoring anything for that.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go with, let's go with same here. Let's throw our 2 and our 5 up here. Something I have to remember is my lucky number is 6, and I haven't written that down yet. So I'm going to have to do that.
Oh, that's right. Lucky number.
3.
For each
You got one here.
Yeah.
So you're good. Round 3, we get 2 shells. Go ahead and circle them. Here we go. Oh, that's more of what I want.
That seems pretty good.
I'm going to use my shells.
Yeah.
I'm unlocking pyramid.
Yeah. You read my mind.
Yeah. Well, I want those 6s because that move alone was worth 4 points for me. You can feel free to roll. Moving on to round 4. A lot of 4s.
4, 4, 3.
I could unlock my odds again. I think I will. I'm going to use a shell to reduce one of those 4s to a 3. 3. Let's have another 3.
Interesting.
So I'll zoom in on check-in just to show where we are in case it was too small for you to see it.
This is a tough decision for me. Because I'm like, oh, that's really good, but you can't do... I might do that. I might use it 1 shell. And unlock this one to do a 3, 4, 4, 3. I don't think it really matters. So I'll do 3.
All right. So you're working on like 3 different things. I think that's fine. That's not crazy amount.
No.
All right, moving on to the next round. You can roll if you want. We got a 6, a 3, and a 3.
Oh no.
I want the 6 to be written somewhere. The 3s, I could go ahead and use a 3 over here. I think I'll use the other 3 here to unlock this and then write a 6.
No, that doesn't work. I think we're gonna use a shell
Yeah, I've used 3 already.
to make. Well, that's my 4th one. And make it one of those 3s a 2. Something like this. So then I'll do 6 and 3. More 3s in there.
Yeah. All right, we're moving on to round 6. This is a die roll. Go ahead and roll 1 die, and that's what we're going to use. It's a 6. I love that roll. So we're just going to throw that in the pyramid. So we don't have to worry about unlocking ruins for this, as far as I can tell. That would be weird if that was the case. Yeah, roll a die. The player may write that value onto any ship ruin or into their reef. I'm running into my pyramid.
I thought about doing reef. It's too good to pass up, though. For
The reef gets really good once you start filling these up, unlocking all those pearls.
I'll do that.
That's good stuff. Okay, now roll all. So we're still on round 6. 1, 4, 4.
Well, I'm not even going to question that.
Yeah, that seems like a shoe-in for the top same thing. Last looks. I got odds still here, but I could use the 1 and the 3. I'd have to use a shell for it. This I don't have to use a shell for. Okay, 1, 4, and 4. It's just too good. What am I supposed to do about it? All right, round 7. Ooh, what a roll.
1, 1, 2.
Well, I have a 2 floating up here, so that's going to get used. And then the other 1, I could just go on the reef. Yeah. 1, 2.
And the enchantments, yeah. I can't do anything with the enchantments. The dice rolls are too small. I can't even do anything on the reef with all that. That's painful.
Yep.
Alright, well, I guess I know what I'm doing. I will do different, unlock, put a 1 there, and then with the other dice I can get 2 shells, right?
Mm-hmm. You can always get 2 shells from a die.
That's what I'm doing, because I'm going to need them.
We're moving on to round 8. You want to roll it? Hopefully you roll better than... That was my roll, right?
Yes, it will.
Oh, yeah, that's way better as far as big numbers go. I think I'm going to use that on both odds. So the 5 and a 5, perfect. Got a 5 there, and we'll put a 5. It doesn't really matter. Put it here.
And we'll use both of those shells I just earned.
There you go.
And do 5, 6.
Nice. Moving on to round 9, circle and enchantment. I think I'm going to go with the 12 one. What'd you go with? The 9 one? Oh, yeah, you're about to fill it up.
Yeah.
All right, so this is for round 9. We got our free enchantment. Here's the roll. 1, 5, 6. I don't mind that. I don't think I mind it. 1, 5, and then 6. I can go over here. Let's do that. We'll do 6, 1, 5.
Let's see, 6. Sure, let's do that. Let's put it all in the reef. I don't know if that's a good thing, but...
Once you start unlocking these bonuses, it's going to seem like a good thing.
1, and then 5. So I get 1 for doing that corner 5, right?
Yeah. You get to mark out one of those and apply it.
Interesting. Do a chain of things if I wanted.
Yeah, it gets to be combo-y.
Reminds me of... Can't remember what's it again.
Three Sisters or...
Super lucky number box.
Oh, right, exactly.
If I mark off that, I can do that. Then I can do that somewhere else. Yeah, I like that. Ooh, that instead. Sorry.
I forgot to claim my shells. The shells that I earned from this circle.
I'm going to do a 3. And then I'm going to cross off this 3, which gets me another 1.
Mm-hmm.
And then with that, I think I might do a 5. And just get that right there.
Okay, so that's a change. So you circle that little thing right there to indicate you did a change, and just make sure you don't do another one
That's fine. All right.
for the big
I
points.
just need a 4 in there.
All right, moving on to round 10. You want to roll?
Oh, you go ahead.
All right. I roll so well.
I want low numbers.
Okay. Okay, not super low.
Uh,
Have to use some shells if I want to throw that in the odds. I should have went for evens, considering my lucky number is uneven. Whoops.
sure. With that enchantment. Oh well.
I gotta go over here. Do some stuff.
Do that as well.
But I can't go over. Oh, yeah, I can. I could go 2, 4,
I'll do that one.
4.
2 shells. I did enchantment.
Oh, nice.
And then took 2.
Awesome.
Since
Yeah, I should be working on the 7 one up here. At least get the ×2. Sitting right there at the beginning. Oh, 2 shells for each of us in round 11.
awesome. Just 4 shells.
Yeah. And then roll.
Great.
1, 2, 3. You wanted those low numbers.
Oh yeah, sure did.
I didn't, but here we are. Well, I think I'm lined up for this to unlock now. So I'm getting my first pearl of the game with a 3, which is the row bonus is what I'm getting here. Because each row you finish, you get 1, and then columns as well.
Let's see. If I do that, assets meet for that. If I do that, put that in there. Oh, that actually would work that way too. Let's do that. So I'm unlocking the same with 1, and I'm using a shell to make them both 3. And 3 is my lucky number. So
There you go. Yeah, I have not been playing my lucky number very well. I should be having more 6s all over the place. Go for it. Round 12. Yeah, that's what I wanted.
You roll good things for me. I roll good things for you.
Yeah, okay. Now, how am I going to use them? Well, I guess I can just use 2 shells, make it 3 6s, and then write more 6s down here. Make that pyramid all 6s if I can. I guess technically, I mean, if you were really determined, you could make them all 3s and it'd still be a legal pyramid. Just be a lot of 3s if you can make it happen.
No, I'm going to use 6 though.
Mm-hmm.
I use 1 6 there, and then the next one could be equal to, right?
That's where I am right now. I got a whole pile of 6s down here.
6, and we'll do 4 right there. Wait, that's not right. Right?
It's according to the rules, from what I can tell, you can write wherever you want. It just has to make legal sense.
Right, no,
So-
my brain ended up writing 2 6s and a 4. That's why my brain
Oh,
was like,
I
that's
got
not
you.
right. That's not right.
So you could do a 4 and a 6
Right.
if you don't use any shells.
That's... And I'm going to correct that by using a shell to make it a 5.
From what I can tell,
Easy
there's
to start.
nothing to stop you from writing up there. But once again, let me know if that's incorrect. It makes sense to start from the bottom, though, strategically speaking.
Right, no,
That way I can anticipate my moves.
I agree with that, with the exception of if you roll like 6 and 2 1s. A 6, a 2
Well-
and a 1, then maybe do 1 and 2 at the top.
Exactly. Yeah, just work from the top to the bottom, but you're risking not getting those points. That's all. All right, here we go. That's not bad. That's actually really good. I'm going to use a shell and change that 4 to a 5. Because I need to work on my odds.
I'm doing none of that noise. 3, unlock that. Do 4 here, and then a 4 over here. Yep, it's the only 4 available. No, it's not, but it's the best one.
I always neglect the enchantments. I really need to focus on those.
That's not the best one. This is.
All right. Round 14. Roll a single die and see what we get. I need a 1. There
You
you go.
got a 1.
Yep, got the 1 I needed. I am done with the odds.
I'm not really sure where I want that. And just correct me, but the reef, you have to go adjacent to where you already are, right?
Orthogonally adjacent, yeah.
Yeah.
To either the middle or somewhere you've been before.
Can't really use that one anywhere.
Right at the top of the pyramid and hope you finish.
I might.
Or in the same spot or different numbers.
I might.
Oh, never mind. It's not eligible for different.
Yeah, no, it is not. I might go with the same.
Hope for another one later.
That's kind of my dump numbers. Or
Yeah.
something of that nature.
All right, roll a 3 for our proper round 14. All 4s.
Yahtzee, man.
Wow.
Yahtzee and 4.
What am I going to do with that? Huh. I don't super like that.
No, I don't.
Definitely gonna have to use a shell. I only have 2 left though. Yeah. I can start throwing 4s in my pyramid.
Hmm.
I'm not ready to do that yet. 4 plus 4 plus 4 is 12. I think I'll just take that and take the free 2 shells that come with that. So that'll get me a 6. I get to apply somewhere. So I'm going to throw it in my 3rd position on pyramid. Hey, Cosmic Beat. How's it going today?
I'm actually going to use both of my shells to turn one of them to a 6. I'm going to do the thing that you're not. 4 here and a 4 here.
Yeah, it's something I considered. But that's 6. It's really important for me to keep those lucky numbers going.
Yeah.
All right, position 15. We'll go for it. Rolled so well last time. 1, 2, 6.
I did the pyramid thing.
For the 1 and the 2?
I unlocked the 6. I did the 2 and 1.
See, part of me wants to go over here and entertain this thing, but I just wrote the 6 there just to get the extra 2 points for my lucky number. Actually, it's 3 points. Another part of me wants to just go visit the enchantments for the 7, because I do need to double that, and then my 2 can be written somewhere, or circled somewhere, but I am not connected to a 2 over here, unfortunately, which is problematic.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting.
All right, well, I see a 6 here. Let's go for that. Am I connected to a... Oh, I want to use my 7, but I can't. So that's 9, which doesn't quite get me where I want to get to. My odds are going to blow up, so I really need to use... Oh... I'll stick to my gut. Let's use the 7 to circle this for the times 2. And then for that remaining 2 that's there, I think I'm going to have to use a shell because I'm not connected to any of them. So we're going to have to use...
Get 2 shells.
No, I'm going to use a shell to make that 2 a 3.
Oh, okay.
And let's circle this one here because it gives me a thing. Let's go for enchantments because those things are really important because they can be big points. Let's go with the double shells up here. Could be good. Try to get to that times 3, hopefully. Maybe even times 4 if I'm quick enough.
So many things I want to do.
Well, you get 3 more rounds to do them.
See
Go
if we
for
can
it.
roll the numbers to achieve such things.
6, that's pretty good.
It is. Because I'm going to
5 is
do
there.
2 to do that, to put a 3 here, which finishes that, and I'm going to do a 6 over here. Gets me the pearl.
And we're going to start going at the same time here.
And the pearl.
3 enchantment.
What do I want to do with this pearl?
I gotta go here. I gotta start working on this.
Give me a free enchantment. Or
3 is done.
get me something that I want. Well, I could have done that instead.
Do 6. 6 for 6. 2.
This is a tough decision.
Another 6.
You're just like comboing everywhere, aren't you?
Not really. I was just using the pearls. I guess that's kind of combo-y. Hey, Tom Roller, thanks for the sub. 53 months. We heart you. How's it going?
I'm going to use... Let's do that. Just call it done.
You've got a pyramid done. Look at you. Must be nice.
Time to roll the dice.
Round 17.
Yeah.
Second to last round. 4-1. 4-4-1.
4-4-1.
I like that, actually. Oh, I realized that I finished a column and didn't circle this. Let's just take an enchantment. That'll be easy. 4 and 1 will get me like 3 of these things. No, 2.
One here.
I think it's worth it.
Do this. Do this.
4. 1 for a row. Circle this one, which gives us a...
This. And a parachute.
I guess we're going to do the X and get that 6 going. The pyramid of 6s.
I see.
And then I still have I did a 4 and a 1, but I still have a 4. I got a lot of shells I should be using. I've used all my enchantment things, and I think that was a mistake. I mean, I guess I'm going to get the points out of it, but I would love to get the times 4 up here and the times 2, and there's no way I'm going to get both of them in the last round.
I definitely just made a mistake. Yeah.
Yeah, mistakes were made. That's
Forgetting I'm getting a free enchantment.
free enchantment from...
Yeah.
Oh, we are getting a free enchantment. That's going to fix my problem.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Oh, so you over enchanted?
Well,
You think?
well, because I definitely did the pearl here to make sure to guarantee I got that, but I forgot I was getting this one, so I could.
I mean, going for times 3 isn't a bad thing if you can make it happen.
I mean, in retrospect.
It's fine.
I mean, in retrospect.
I'm gonna use a shell and get a 5.
I'm gonna pretend I didn't do that.
That's fine. You got time to erase. Is there much ruin? I guess it's ruin, like old building, not ruined place. Yeah. Yeah, we're working on our ruins. Can't work on too many ruins. It's a lot of ruins to explore.
All right, that's fine.
I'm gonna get a.
I'm gonna get it anyway.
I mean, this is a 2-point move. I just throw a 6 somewhere. I guess I will. That's what I'm gonna do. Just gonna throw a 6 in the even spot. Who knows? Yeah.
Oh yes, okay.
It's fine by me. Oh, you know what? Instead of that 6, because that doesn't make sense. There's all these 5 coin things I should be filling in.
Mm-hmm.
Whoops. That's a 5-point move. This was just a 2-point move. All right. So I got one of the 5s. For the final action, we get to do an enchantment.
I get the enchantment I circled anyway.
So I think I'm going to go. This is what, 13 times 2 versus 8 times? I think the times 2. Because the 7 is going to be easier to get. If you don't roll 7, like between all 3 dice. All right. Oh, there's the 7.
That's the 7 you need.
Yep. A 6, a 1, and a 4. What am I going to do with that 4? I can make something happen.
6? What am I doing with the 6?
Unfortunately, I don't have any like 1-move pearls anymore.
Yeah.
They'll take 2.
I guess I'm going to go all reef.
I really have nothing to do with that 4.
Because, I need to use both of my shells. To make the 1 a 2, gets me a pearl. And make the 4 a 3, which gets me a pearl. I'll just cross out 2 of these guys. And then a 6 that I don't know what to do with. So reef.
Yeah, so I didn't mention this to you, but enchantments take at least 2 dice because I can't make that 6 a 7 and then go on with my 2 actions that I want to do for the reef. As much as I'd love to, because I have 6 shells in my pocket. So I'm just going to take the 7 with the 6 and the 1, and the 4. I'm just going to get shells that do nothing for me. I don't even think they're tiebreakers, but
That's fair. I mean, I could either take 1 reef or 2 shells. Worthless to me. So.
All right, let's do some final scoring because that's the end of round 18. If you played along with us, let us know how you did in the comments. So the first thing we're going to do is write down our subtotals. Don't even look at enchantments.
Yep.
So just the subtotals based on what you see there. I'm not even going to write if I didn't do anything. So we're ignoring lucky numbers, everything. We're just doing the ship ruins.
So for the 3, do I add this to this?
For that, you would. 3 plus 5, that's an 8 point. I got 1 point there. That's 6 plus 7, 13 there. 0, 0, 18. So I went 8, 0, 1, 13, 0, 18.
I got 8, 18.
That seems pretty good. I mean, if we're adding up totals just off of that, I think you got me beat.
By 2 points.
Yeah. Okay. But now the multipliers come in. So you're going to take what you wrote there times whatever happens to be and write that over there. And sometimes it's just 0. And that's okay.
And I think that's where you're going to overthrow me.
So yeah, I got 32, 0, 1, 26, 0, 36.
I got 16, 16, 16, 18.
Okay, so you write that subtotal at the top.
Let's do some math.
Let's do some math. So fun. All right. 66.
Huge draw. Yeah.
What happened? Oh, you didn't multiply your pyramid.
Yeah, I did not.
Yeah, the multipliers are pretty big.
Like, from my brain, it's like, how did you get 12 so many times?
Oh, here?
Yeah.
2 of them were bought, and then the first one was the actual 12. In fact, did I use 3 dice for that 12? Yeah, it was the 3 4s or something like that. All right, now moving on over here. Your lucky number bonus, or you're going to be writing everything and scoring. So your enchantment total, the thing you wrote over there, would be, for me, 95. Your lucky number bonus.
So that's every 3?
Every 3 you wrote on there. So
3s in the reef do not count?
I don't think they do. Let me double check that. Gain 2 coins for each instance of their lucky number written on the ruins and in the reef. Okay, they say written on the reef, but they mean like circled, I guess. Which I only did, what? Once? Twice. 2, 3, 13.
And then the reef bonuses is only the 5 point.
If you got any coins that were circled.
Yeah.
And then more math, but this one's pretty simple.
Cool. I caught up to your enchantment score.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I had 126 to 94, but not bad for your first game.
No.
And that is Reef and Ruins from Carla Kopp, Weird Giraffe Games, coming soon to Kickstarter if it's not there now. Go check it out. Or if you're watching this a year later, hey, go get this game.